Hello everyone, this is Quantum Sammy. In this video, I'm going to give you all my impressions, or call it a mini review, of the Isle of Armor, which is part of the Pokémon Sword and Pokémon Shield expansion pass. So at the time of making this video, I may not be a huge content creator, but I've been playing Pokemon since I was 10 years old, starting with good old blue version on my Game Boy Pocket, and I've put hundreds of hours into each generation up to this point. So I think I can say I know what I'm talking about. I've also been following competitive play since about Generation 3. I believe Showdown was around back then. And currently play in all formats. Singles, doubles, Showdown, VGC, whatever, you name it. So enough of that flexing. In the end, I'm just a longtime Pokemon fan that wants to try content creating and get his voice out there. So I've spent about a week playing and grinding away on the Isle of Armor. So here's my impressions on what I think of the game so far. If you completed the base game, then you're most likely going to have an easy time, especially if you use the same team you used to defeat Leon. There's a misunderstanding about the level scaling. It was assumed that if we had a team of level 100s, then the opponent would also have level 100s. What ended up happening is that the same scaling in the base game is used with the badges. If you have all badges, then wild Pokemon will be at level 60. The trainers you battle will go all the way up to the mid 70s. This can be a chance to use some of the Pokemon you may have that aren't quite level 100 and get them some decent experience points if you're lacking on candy. Or you can bring an under-level team for a nice challenge. People may be complaining that it's too easy while they're using the level 100s, but the option and potential for a challenge is there. It's not like the game forces you to use your strongest team. My main version is Sword, so I had Clara, the Poison-type user, as my rival, and I must say this is the most interesting rival we've had in a long time. I won't go into huge detail, but it was interesting seeing her go to extreme measures to defeat you in battle. She also isn't too overly friendly and actually feels like a rival. That can't beat you to save her life, but, you know, it's Pokemon. At first I thought it was weird that no one acknowledges your status as a champion, but I remember that you can go to the Isle of Arm before the first gym, so yeah, still a little weird to me though. After the first battle with Clara, you are free to explore the entire island with no restrictions to become completing your Pokédex of only 210 Pokemon and picking up those sweet items. Though Clara tells you to avoid the dojo, we do what we want and go anyway, and meet who I think is one of the coolest characters in Pokemon history. Mustard is the master of the dojo and reminds me of a chill, quirky Master Roshi. I really enjoyed this character and his music is very catchy. It was a shame you only got to hear it during your initial playthrough of the story. His wife, Honey, then gives you a choice between a Gigantamax Bulbasaur or a Squirtle. How nice, some experience for them. You also get a nice little experience charm that gives you even more experience for the whole team. Okay. He challenged you to a test battle and gives you these trials, starting with chasing some freakishly fast Slowpoke. To me, this was the only challenge that was somewhat fun. The next two are a little too easy, finding a single cluster of mushrooms and then a battle with Clara. After you complete your third trial, which is a battle with Clara, you earn the new Pokemon Kubfu, a very cute Pokemon, and you can tell that there is effort put into this cutscene introducing him to give him some nice personality. Mustard then tells you about the two towers, Dark or Water, to choose from to eventually evolve your Kubfu. The evolution adds the typing, Dark or Water, depending on what tower you choose, to its evolution. Once you find your tower, the NPC will tell you that you can only have Kubfu on your team, and you have to train, and grind it, to at least level 70. This piqued my interest, but no matter what tower you take, it's still pretty easy, and just plain too easy if you level your Kubfu past 70. Once you complete the tower, you talk to the scroll, and your Kubfu evolves into Urshifu. There's one more side thing that you can do with Hop, and then it's a final battle against Mustard, and he uses the Urshifu that you don't have. And that's it. So where can you go from there? It really depends. If you play Pokemon just for the story, then you might be disappointed because all that is left is farming raids like the base game. Oh, and finding the 151 Alolan Diglett scattered throughout the island, which can give you Alolan Pokemon as a reward that you normally can't obtain in the game, and they have pretty good stats. However, if you are a competitive player such as myself that doesn't hack their Pokemon, then you should have a nice experience with the new quality of life changes to training your team for online or competitive play. You can find items on the ground that you would normally have to buy with BP in the base game. There's a certain spot where you can find mints, yes, the nature-altering mints, or at least the stats, laying on the ground. You can give Honey watts, which you can accumulate very easily in order to give the dojo some nice upgrades. which to me start out a little redundant, but eventually you get these vending machines that let you buy the EV vitamins in bulk for about half the price, which is crazy. You all have no idea how much I farmed the Champion League with my Gigantamax Meowth for some fat cash. Now I can at least do it a little less, or enjoy the daily battles against Clara and Mustard for another option at some nice money. If you complete raid battles on the Isle of Armor, then you can cause the same mushrooms from your trial earlier to spawn in the caves or forests. Collect 3 clusters and you can go to the kitchen in the dojo, which allows you to give any of your Pokemon that have the potential to Gigantamax their Gigantamax forms, if they didn't already have it. Which is great! I'm glad my Chlorophyll Venusaur can finally Gigantamax that I put all that effort to training. I do like that they finally made our first Pokemon in the party follow you, because it has its flaws with, their running speeds and stuff like that, but honestly, I really didn't notice half the time, and I just think it's a nice little addition. It is weird that you can't do it in the base game, but I guess it makes sense. I bet they want to just keep the Isle of Armor special. Will it be in the Crown Tundra? Who knows? There's the Cramomatic, which, honestly, I'm still trying to figure it out, but if you need help, go to Cerebi. We all do it anyway. There's a move tutor that charges 7 Armorite ore, which you can farm from raids on the Isle of Armor for some new unique moves, one of each type. They're very interesting, and I'm curious to see how they're used competitively. I believe that's really it. If I missed anything, feel free to let me know in the comments. Oh, if you want to know my favorite new addition, although Urshifu's cool, it's definitely Galarian Slowbro. I just love that typing, and it's been a blast trying him out online. And there's my review, summary, thoughts, opinions video about the Isle of Armor. By the way, I'm filming this outro at a different time of day, hence the shirt change. It may not be a majority, but I really did enjoy playing through this DLC. It seems the Crown Tundra will be much larger, so I'm really excited to see what it has to offer. I know I was mostly positive in this review, but I can't disagree that Game Freak has a lot of work to do, and hopefully they'll keep learning and use that to improve further installments and the Crown Tundra that should be coming later this year. Once again, I'm Quantum Sammy. If you made it to the end of the video, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe for more content, and I'll keep improving on recording and editing, and the video should improve as well. Have a great time wherever you are. Thanks again.